Hey, my name's Logan.
And my name is Alyssa Bland.
This is a podcast called Marketer's Cut. It's about movie marketing and advertising, and for the past 2 weeks, TV marketing and advertising.
My social security number is
Nope,
503.
stop. Did that really what it starts with? Okay, cool. So we got a lot of new listeners this past week. So again, to introduce ourselves, I'm Logan. This is Alyssa. We are a couple. We're engaged, and we like movies and we like marketing. So we do a podcast about movie marketing.
We like movies, and we are in the marketing / advertising field.
That's true. We work in marketing / advertising and like movies.
Yes.
So if you're listening now, if you're a new listener, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy our episode today on the new 007 on what? Are you going to say?
Wait, you say it.
I was going to say the new
007
film.
You could have just said the title of the movie.
No Time to Die. This is the final installment in the Daniel Craig iteration of James Bond. And we're going to be talking about the marketing and advertising for you today. Sneak peek, we will not be talking about boring stuff like trailers and posters. No, you can see that anywhere. We're going to talk about the weird stuff, the fun stuff. You want to get into it?
Yeah.
Cool. So this film was directed by Cary Joji Fukunaga. The synopsis right here is, from IMDb, is James Bond has left active service. His peace is short-lived when Felix Leiter, an old friend from the CIA, turns up asking for help, leading Bond onto the trail of a mysterious villain armed with dangerous new technology. Wow, that's a mouthful of a synopsis. This film came out on October 8th. That's actually our birthday. We have the same birthday. So it was a cool little birthday watch for us. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
We did see it Friday night on our birthday.
Yeah, and it was 3 fucking hours.
It is a long movie.
I spent the rest of my fucking year 24 sitting in a theater wishing that it was time to die.
Well, hey, we're in luck because there's no time to die. You know?
No, not at all.
So let's just starting with the performance of this film. It opened just this past Friday to $56 million in the domestic market, so U.S., and an additional $257 million internationally. So total, it's opened to $313 million. It hasn't even opened in China yet, which is the world's largest film market, and that it opens there on October 22nd. So still potential to make a lot of money. I did see a report from Variety today that claimed that this film needs to make $900 million to break even. That's a little wild. So the film was made on an estimated $250 million budget, and it's estimated that it cost $150 million to market it worldwide. That adds up to $400 million. I don't know where the 900's coming from.
Interesting. They didn't say in the article?
It's an estimate. They didn't really detail it.
Interesting.
So it's weird, especially because a lot of, as we're going to talk about soon, these movies get a lot of funding from product placement and everything. So even given pandemic delays and everything, I can't imagine how that break-even number could be 900 million. But Variety did report it, and typically is a pretty trusted source. Rotten Tomatoes, this movie scored an 84% critic score and an 88% audience score, as of now at least, with an A- cinema score. Any of that shock you?
No.
Yeah, it all makes sense. It's a pretty solid Bond film, especially if you're a fan of the Daniel Craig ones and everything. So the A- cinema score really tracks, I think. Are you a big Bond fan? Actually, first, state your name and your age for the record.
Alyssa Maria Bland. Social Security.
Nope, I just said your age. I just said your name and your age.
25.
Okay.
And 4 days.
Yes, same here. Well, my name's Logan McElroy, not Alyssa Bland. That'll be important a little bit later on. But you say you're not a big James Bond fan?
I'm a fan. You said Bond. You didn't say James Bond. I like Gold Bond. I like bonds and stocks.
Are you a big James Bond fan?
I've never seen a movie.
Okay, cool.
Other than this one, obviously.
Cool. Well, this is a franchise that has earned more than $2 billion domestically. It's huge. You know, there's like, I want to say 34 films, I think, total. With this one now, 35. So there's a lot of films in this franchise. It's been going since the 60s, you know, based on the terribly misogynistic books by, damn, now I can't remember his name. Would you happen to know?
Didn't know there were books.
Ian Fleming wrote the books.
I
yes.
didn't know there were books.
Oh, well, it is based on a book series. But yeah, it's a very popular franchise that's been around for a very long time.
At least 34 years.
Well, sure. It also was the first major film to be postponed due to COVID-19, you know, back in last year. It was originally delayed. It was supposed to come out in April 2020. It was delayed to November and then postponed again. And then they announced the October 8th release date in January. Actually stuck to that one, which is, you know, pretty good. They were smart by announcing a very far off release date. Some other quick notes that I want to touch on before we get into the beefy stuff, I'd say. You know, the movie premiered in London, which makes sense for a Bond film. It's very British in nature. It was also screened at the Zurich Film Festival the same day, which is the first Bond film to appear at a festival. And then, you know, early critic screenings or, you know, press screenings happened across the world. And they were all synced up with the premiere so that everybody was watching it at the same time. To kind of ensure that reactions all came out at the same time. And also, like, spoilers didn't spread like crazy in a weird way, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a cool release, or at least press release. No, that's not what press release means. That's a cool release strategy when it comes to press and early viewings and everything. I also noticed that this film did Tic Toc ads, which only struck me because it's James Bond. It felt
because
very
none
weird.
of the other Bond movies have ever done Tic Toc ads.
Well, I don't think Tic Toc was around when even the last Bond movie came out.
Then exactly what I just said.
But, I mean, we've seen a lot of ads on TikTok. We've seen Raya and the Last Dragon. We've seen Snake Eyes. We've seen...
yeah, G.I. Joe.
That's Snake Eyes, yeah.
Yeah, G.I. Joe.
Okay. We've seen a bunch. I can't even think of the others right now, but they've been all over the place. But all of those films make sense. They're part of, like, this franchise-focused, like, you know, kid-friendly, PG-13 friendly, like, great for everyone kind of movies that are on TikTok, you know, for a younger audience.
PG-13 is not family-friendly, only family-friendly for kids who are 13 and up.
Most MCU films are PG-13, and those movies are definitely meant to be family-friendly.
They're meant for everyone on the planet to watch them, but they're not meant for anyone under the age of 13.
Okay, miss, I used to work at a theater, and I'm still trying to enforce theater rules.
You can't enforce it. You can't enforce it.
I know you can't enforce it.
Okay, so obviously
but
I'm not trying to. Obviously, I couldn't do it then. Why would I do it now?
Okay. But the TikTok thing is weird. It's probably like the most legacy is the word I used to describe it, like piece of media that I've seen advertised on TikTok. Keep that in mind. We'll come back to it. All right? You got it in your mind?
I'm waiting. Or is that the last time you're going to mention it right now? Like in this moment?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm letting it leave my brain.
Don't let it leave your brain. No. I also mentioned earlier that product placement plays a big role in the Bond films. So let's talk a little bit about the product placement for this film. It has at least 30 different placements, which is a lot.
Yeah, I saw them. Cars. Pepsi. Mountain Dew.
Well, wait, was there Mountain Dew in this film? I'm sorry, I don't think there was.
I can't remember what was in the film. These are just things that in my head I feel like I remember.
You think
there was definitely a watch.
When you think Bond, you think Pepsi. You think Pepsi is definitely a Bond's drink of choice.
I think I'm thinking of Wayne's World too, really, but I can't help that.
I would love right now to drink a Pepsi shaken, not stirred. Do you get that joke?
Ooh, vodka then? There's vodka in it, maybe?
There is vodka in it.
I do remember him holding it, and I can't remember anything about it.
Okay. So this film, the Bond franchise has a very symbiotic relationship with brands. They do a lot of product placements. The film helps sell the products, obviously, and then the brand ads help sell the movie. You know, you see, I think Rolex did maybe it wasn't Rolex. There was some watch brand for one of the last films ran a big ad campaign. They saw like a 400% increase in watch sales. But also, like, that's marketing spend done by this watch company that is helping promote the new Bond film.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very, I mean, you can criticize product placement all you want, but it's a very...
But what?
Both sides benefit from it, I think. Even the film, the artistic film, like, it gets funding from it. You know what I'm saying? And there's a weird sort of reverence with the Bond character. So, like, you know, there was Jurassic World. I don't know if you saw that movie.
No.
There's, like, some really blatant, like, I can't remember the car.
The car.
Yeah, some really blatant product placement with the car there. Rough. But all the Bond product placement is very much, like, in service of the character. In a weird way.
Yeah.
Like the brands that are selected are like, oh, this is a Bond brand. This would make sense on him or with him. So it's just a weird relationship that I don't feel like is replicated in a lot of other media properties. But, you know, some of the ones on here, you know, Aston Martin is Bond's car. Like, they'll show the logo and they'll make it look pretty and cool. But that's also because Bond is pretty and cool. And he has a cool car that's pretty and cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just fits. So you can see this logo all up in your face. And
Wait, let's stop.
Okay.
So you think Bond is pretty?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Okay, but a lot of these featured products in the Bond films are getting younger. So at the start of Craig's Bond tenure, he was like wearing clothes from brands such as La Perla, which is a 70-year-old brand. Turnbull and Asser, what a name. 150 years old. Globetrotter is a 120 years old brand. Like, have you even heard of those?
No.
Exactly. Like, those are old, like, established brands.
Wait, did you say Globetrotter?
Well, yes, but not the basketball.
No,
people.
but I've heard of that.
The brand?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were very old brands, but all of those have essentially been phased out of the most recent Craig Bond film. So now he's wearing Tom Ford, which is a 16-year-old brand. Michael Kors, which is only 40 years old. Oral Bar Brown, which is a 14-year-old brand. Again, I've heard of Tom Ford and Michael Kors, not the last one. But they're younger brands, and yeah, it's not just about the age of these brands, but it's also the fact that they're more modern. Like Michael Kors, it targets like ages 25 to 45, which is still a bit old in terms of when you're thinking about a young demographic. Mm-hmm. But the brands are getting younger, and because they're much more modern, they naturally are more in touch with marketing to younger audiences. Mm-hmm. You know, so there's some older brands that are still featured in the Bond films, but they have adapted and they've built a reputation outside of Bond with younger audiences. So they are still, what am I trying to say? They're still relevant. And why are we talking about the age of the brands and everything? It's because Bond is trying to get younger, like the franchise. They're trying to get younger viewers. Like, we are in a demographic that they want. We're actually maybe a little bit older than what they're like really trying to get after right now, you know? But we're 25, and like you said, you've never seen a Bond film. Like, Bond has never been your thing. It's culturally not been something that you were like, oh, I have to go see. Mm-hmm. You know? So they're struggling with that because it's a very like legacy piece of media, and you know, believe it or not, old people aren't around forever, and they're gonna lose their audience if they don't do anything to make the brand or the Bond brand younger. So they're doing a lot with this film, and we're going to talk about even more things that they're doing. So MGM, which is, you know, the production company that owns Bond, and the crypto...
Wait, MGM like with the big lion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And crypto company Veve.
Don't say that.
They have a James Bond themed NFT collection.
What's NFT?
I think it stands for non-fungible token. I don't know shit about NFTs. Let me try to explain it on the podcast right now. Do you know shit about NFTs?
No, but I just don't know if it's worth our time to explain it.
Okay, it's like a way to own digital files, and you're like the owner. You're like the only owner. It's like you can own a JPEG. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. And it's like there's a way to prove that you own this JPEG, and I know you're thinking like, why the fuck? Yeah, you're right. But it's something like that. It's also extremely harmful to the environment for whatever reason. I don't completely understand that part yet either. But anyways, yeah, there's a James Bond themed NFT collection debuting at the same time of the film. It's actually not featured in the film, but it's, adjacent. And yeah, Stephen Bruno, the chief marketing officer at MGM Studios, has said that branching out into NFTs is a natural part of the evolution of product partnerships with Bond films. And that is a fucking quote right there, I think. Like, I just don't see how anything about that's natural at all. Great. Another major franchise movie is coming out with an NFT collection. Dune is actually going to have an NFT collection. So, really pumped for that one. Really excited.
So you said, like, you don't understand. You're like, what the fuck? But obviously, they're all doing it, Logan. This is the new thing. You're the one out of touch here.
Maybe I am very out of touch here. Little stat here about NFTs. People aged 18 to 44 are twice as likely to have bought an NFT than anyone older. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I'm also sure people 18 to 44 are twice as likely to have properly used a computer than anyone older. So, that may affect it a little bit.
Yeah.
Another cool brand thing is Smirnoff, the vodka, right?
Yes.
Yes. Spun off from Bond in 2002 because Smirnoff was looking for a younger audience and Bond couldn't deliver that. It didn't make sense for the two brands to partner then. But now, I'm not sure when they return, but Smirnoff is featured in this Bond film.
That's the vodka.
Yes. And they're working together again because Smirnoff has a young audience that Bond wants to reach, and Smirnoff has been assured that they're doing what they can to make Bond appeal to younger audiences everywhere else. So it also helps Smirnoff with keeping their marketing to younger audiences, which I think is kind of an interesting thing. A lot of the stuff came from an article on Glossy.co. It's a fashion blog. So I'll link that in the episode notes. Lot. You have anything you want to say about that stuff?
No.
Cool. Let's move into to Bond as a franchise. So this is a huge franchise, and it is one that the family that owns it still maintains a lot of creative control. They own the IP. They license it out, and they do control how it's made and what's made and everything. But Amazon recently purchased MGM for $9 billion or something. So they're now a part owner of Bond, and they will be the distributors of the Bond films moving forward. And Amazon, surprise, surprise, wants to create spin-offs and expand the property. Much like the MCU. The MCU is sort of the model for every franchise now. Every franchise is trying to replicate it in some way, and well, let's see what you get. This is a quote from Stephen Bloom, who is a media exec. He works for a content licensing company. He says, you tell the backstory of Q and how he met Bond and their relationship. You make Bond the secondary character. People would love that! Exclamation point.
Who?
I don't know who would love that. I don't know who would love that. So, again, this is another effort to expand the audience to younger ages and more diverse audiences. They think the franchise will die off as the audience gets older, so it needs to keep that core audience young. Basing it on Marvel, looking at what Marvel does, Marvel has characters for everyone, in every place, of every type of person.
Unless they're under the age of 13.
Okay, I guess. There's no PG Marvel film. But
Not even one single one?
I don't think so.
Wow.
So, it seems like the plan for Bond moving forward is going to be just content. Just more content. Content everywhere for the young people to enjoy, because that's how you do it, I guess. A lot of this came from an NPR article, so again, I will link that in the episode notes. So, to summarize here, James Bond, the franchise, the character, the property is trying
the man, the myth, the legend.
It's trying to get younger. They're trying to appeal to younger audiences. Really hard. So, let's go back to TikTok now. I thought it was weird to see James Bond ads on TikTok. Looking at what TikTok is and knowing what we know now, it's really not that weird, right?
No.
So let's talk about some TikTok stats. 53% of the audience is male, 47% is female. I don't think that's true. I don't think everyone on TikTok is split into a male-female binary, but that's what these stats said for whatever reason. 50% of TikTok's audience is under the age of 34, with 32.5% being between the ages of 10 and 19. And then the coveted 18 to 24 demographic range is that makes up 41% of TikTok's users. Mm-hmm. So a vast majority of TikTok users are young. Especially like the power users, the users who use TikTok a lot and everything. They're young. And it's a great place to market if you want to hit those young people. Now, do I think that No Time to Die is something that you're going to get in front of a 14-year-old's face on TikTok and convince them to go see No Time to Die? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But maybe it's working for them. These TikTok stats came from omnicoreagency.com. Again, we'll link that in the episode notes. I mean, it's not the agency you work for.
It's not?
No, it's not.
How do you know?
Why did you point at yourself when I said that? Because you work in an agency?
Because I work at Omnicom.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wow. You said we weren't going to talk about a poster or trailer, and there's the link, and there's the poster.
I know, we don't need to talk about it. It's a waste of time, because we are already at 21 minutes, and we got some shit to talk about.
You don't have it in there. The shit you're going to talk about?
Yeah, because I got it in my mind.
Okay.
It's a surprise.
Okay. You didn't even think I could read that earlier. Why wouldn't you just put it right on there?
I don't know. Okay, so listen. We know what they want to do. We know what Amazon/MGM/ whoever is making and selling James Bond wants to do. They want to make their audience younger.
Yeah.
So instead of doing our normal like, oh, here's some wacky ideas we'll throw out for the film, we're gonna do some probably wackier ideas while keeping the audience young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how do we get them younger?
I mean, I don't know why you're tiptoeing around the obvious answer here.
What's the obvious answer? Say it.
You make James Bond like 15. I was thinking more of like 5, or I guess you could also make him like, if you want him to drink, he's got to be like just 21. But
so you're saying like a fully Gen Z James Bond?
I mean, is that you've been hinting at it the whole time?
Well, I mean, yeah. No, I was gonna say let's try to cast the next James Bond because this was the final Daniel Craig one.
It's either a 5-year-old or a 21-year-old.
Now, a 5-year-old James Bond is intriguing. It's like a mixture of Boss Baby and what's that other movie with Tom Holland, Spies in Disguise, with the birds and the spies?
Yeah,
I never saw that. I don't really know what it's about, but it's an animated.
Then
movie.
how can you compare it to this if you haven't seen it?
Animated film about spies. And
we're
then
not.
you mix that with Boss Baby, an actual baby, and you get a spy baby. Am I wrong?
Spies in Disguise. I just don't think it really relates.
Okay, I'm sorry. You get a spy bird baby.
I just feel like
voiced by Tom Holland.
I feel like you have to be a spy in Boss Baby because you have to pretend like you're an actual baby when obviously you're a boss baby. I feel like you don't need Spies in Disguise for this analogy.
I think it adds a little bit of flavor.
What's the flavor? Bird poop?
Sure. In terms of casting James Bond, now we have a few limitations. Really just one. Actor has to be British. They're not going to cast anyone that's not British. So we can...
What if they can't... What if they can just do an accent?
No, they're not going to cast someone that's not British.
I don't know a lot of British people.
Well, I'll name some that I think are good candidates.
Okay.
I was going to say that Timothée Chalamet because, he's got the young audience on hold.
No, you would just do Tom Holland.
Well, yeah, Tom Holland is British. I do think that there's I think there is a 90% chance that Tom Holland, in the terms of the people trying to find the next Bond, is a top 3 finalist.
Are you saying that I'm a genius? That I'm actually a marketing genius and I have really good ideas like the top marketing people?
Well, it's I don't know if Tom Holland as James Bond will succeed. Do you know what I'm saying? But I actually think that because Craig is gone and they've been trying to make the franchise younger, I think we're going to see a massive shift in what the next Bond is. I think it's going to be very different from what we've seen before. Because now they have a clearer goal in mind. Let's get young. Let's get younger. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Tom Holland is one who I think he's literally Spider-Man. Could you get a more well-known actor that like kids love to play James Bond? Mm-hmm. I don't think so. But do I think they'll actually do it? No. I did look up an article that was like best British rising actors under 30. Mm-hmm.
Did you have any 5-year-olds in there?
There was not a 5-year-old in there.
Well, then how are we going to cast this for the 5-year-old?
I don't know a 5-year-old to cast it as.
Okay, well, then we have a problem.
Daniel Kaluuya was one.
Who?
Daniel Kaluuya.
Okay. How old is he?
Under 30, apparently.
I don't believe that.
You want to look it up? This could have been an old article, because there was actually somebody else on there that really shocked me.
And appalled you?
Yeah, it shocked and appalled me. Daniel Kaluuya is... Oh, he's 32. This was an old article. It was on IMDb, so it's a little outdated.
Yeah, for sure.
He's too old then. Too old. Get out of here. Get out, Daniel. Another one on there was Dev Patel.
Dev Patel's too old.
He's 31. Also too old. Get out of here, Dev. Actually, no. So now looking at these, I think it's Tom Holland. I really think Tom Holland will be the next James Bond.
Okay, you can probably find more people.
Okay.
If you type in just into Google. Just Google it.
I mean, I think...
You typed in British Bake Off winners. When did you...
No, I didn't.
It said you clicked that.
British actors under 30. John Boyega would be a good choice, I think.
Okay, alright. I need to see pictures of these youngins.
See, this is... Okay. Douglas Booth is one that IMDb is throwing at me right now. Asa Butterfield, didn't he play like... Didn't he play...
I'm pretty sure he played that... Wait, I could be wrong.
Ender's Game?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I thought something else.
Yeah, so,
Wait, there was a Hemsworth in there.
A Hemsworth? That is not a Hemsworth. That is Alex Pettyfer.
He looks like one.
I think we should move on. I think our next James Bond is Tom Holland.
Look, that kid. That's a kid.
Daniel. Okay, there is a very young kid here named Daniel Huddlestone. He was an actor in Les Miserables. He was born in 1999.
Hell yeah.
So he looks very young, but he's actually, 22.
He's perfect.
But this is probably a very old picture of him.
Yeah, definitely. But the bowl cut's really doing it for me, so I don't know about you.
Yeah, so Daniel Huddlestone or Tom Holland, those are my finalists for the next
Hey, don't go too
Bond.
fast, I'm looking.
Will Poulter is on here, who was just cast as the character in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I think that actually ups his chances of being the next Bond.
Oh, look at that guy.
This guy, Thomas Brody Sangster?
Yeah.
Maybe. You never really know.
He's not, like, rugged enough, maybe.
Yeah, I think they're going to make a massive shift. I think it's like 95% it's going to be Tom Holland. So...
Well, what if Tom Holland says no? He's being a spider.
They're going to make him an offer he can't refuse. Let's move on, shall we?
Oh, God. Well, are we ending it?
Oh, well, next is, if they need to make it younger, they're going to hire a younger actor, but we also need some younger brands.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So what's a younger brand? Let's replace the car.
I don't know how old brands are.
I just mean like a brand for younger audiences. What's
Oreos.
A brand? Why Oreos?
What do you mean by Oreos? It's a young brand.
Should we replace his typical vodka martini drink with like an energy drink of some sort?
What about...
What about all those like drink powders that like, streamers advertise on Twitch and everything? Could that be the new official drink of Bang? Is that one of them? I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, what about...
G Fuel?
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
What about Playtime?
What's Playtime?
Isn't it like it's a toy brand?
Oh, you're getting really young.
Hasbro?
Interesting.
I'm really so gunning for the 5-year-old.
Should they make James Bond a gamer?
He doesn't have time for games.
Yeah, but in every Bond film, at the beginning, it starts off, he's not doing much, He's or at the end, he's calmed down, he's chilling. Like, should maybe they end the next Bond film with him, like, streaming?
He can't stream. He's, like, undercover usually at that point.
Well, he'll stream under an alias.
Well,
wearing a mask.
Okay, see how you lose me there?
I just think Tom Holland as James Bond, who is a gamer, who instead of drinking a vodka martini, drinks G Fuel.
What else do the kids do?
If you're drinking one of those like powder drinks you pour into a water bottle, like shaken, not stirred, works so well for that. It still works. Hey, give me a G Fuel, shaken, not stirred.
No, you still have to do the alcohol.
Okay.
What about... Man, I just had a really good idea, and now I forgot it. What do kids do? Oh, what if... Now, it's not a brand. What if James Bond dabs?
I think that... Listen. I think that you've made a fatal mistake. And that now our audience thinks that we think young people still dab. And disclaimer, I do not think that.
Okay,
Does Alyssa still dab?
No, let's go back.
Yes.
So, reverse it. It's something older, but still something I see people do on the TikTok.
What?
Bottle flip. He's in a bottle flipping contest, and whoever wins, I don't know, gets money. It's like a hustle, a gamble.
Look, James Bond is hanging by a rope over a vat of sharks.
Okay.
All right? The villain, because every Bond villain always has to stop and monologue and everything.
Okay.
And so, he's monologuing. He's like, man, Bond, you look thirsty. Throws him a water bottle. All right. Now, Bond's drinking this water bottle upside down. He doesn't drink all of it, though. He leaves it about 3/4 of the way full, halfway full, maybe. And then while the villain just looks away slightly, the big red button on the ground that says closed vat of sharks, Bond bottle flips the bottle onto the red button, closes the vat of sharks. He falls. He somehow also gets out of the rope at the same time. No, we'll figure that part out.
Well, he doesn't need to get out of the rope. He's just holding on. He's too far away from anything else unless the bottom closes. So he has nowhere else to go.
So he's not stuck. He's not hanging.
He's either going to get eaten or die.
Got it.
Well, both are the same. He's going to die and get eaten, or he's going to... There's no other option unless you close it with a bottle flip.
Yeah. Well, you've just written a great scene for the next Bond film. Like Tom Holland doing a bottle flip.
Do they have vats of sharks in other Bond movies?
I'm pretty sure there's pits of piranhas or sharks. I think in some Bond movies get very over the top.
Logan, it just only sounds like Austin Powers. I
you
can
don't realize
only imagine Austin Powers.
Austin Powers it's directly parodying James Bond.
I've never seen James Bond. It looks to me like James Bond is parodying Austin Powers.
Girl who has only seen Austin Powers watching her first James Bond film is surprising a lot of Austin Powers.
Every single time I've seen every Austin Powers movie at least 10 times.
Okay, that's fair.
And this James Bond movie, they just did it wrong.
Okay.
Where's the man of mystery?
Yeah, he didn't shag anybody in this movie.
No, he definitely did.
Okay. Oh, I think we've given MGM and Amazon a lot to work with. And I will happily come on as a consultant to help develop this film. Again, disclaimer, we don't think a dab is the answer. It's over.
Wait, why would you do it, not me? I had the much better ideas.
Okay, well, 1, you're invited. We're a team. We're a package deal. 2...
Well, then don't say I, say we.
I'm just saying I can't speak for you. I'm saying I'm willing.
You know I'd love to do that.
Okay. Well, I guess we're done now. So let's close out the show. Again, if you're a new listener, thank you so much for joining. Next week, we're going to be talking about, I think, The Last Duel, the new Ridley Scott film. Yeah, it's a good one. So find us on Twitter and Instagram at
Why did you just weirdly laugh at yourself? That was so fucking weird. You're like, are you having an inner monologue or something?
So find us on Twitter and Instagram at Marketer's Cut. Find the podcast anywhere you can find podcasts or on YouTube. Learn more at marketerscut.com. You can subscribe. You can find all the different links there. I want to thank Jacob Wall for his art. Find more of his work on Instagram at Jacob Art Wall.
R.
Stop. There's just a random R at the end of this document. Stop reading the random R.
How am I supposed to know it's not important?
Find more of his work on Instagram at Jacob Art Wall. And again, if you're a new listener, leave us a review on iTunes or whatever podcaster you're using to listen to us with. That made sense.
That wasn't coherent.
Just leave us a review. It helps a lot. again, we had a very good week. A lot of new listeners listening to our last Squid Game episode. So I hope you guys are returning. And again, leave us a review. And share us with your friends and everything. I think we're a pretty good time.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Great. Well, music is fading up now. Alyssa's gonna probably say some dumb shit.
Nope.
You're not gonna say any more dumb shit?
No.
Okay, you don't want to insult me anymore?
Nope.
Okay, that's good. Are you gonna wait until the mic be shut off and then really go out?
No, I'm ready to eat dinner.
Okay. Alright, well, bye. Bye, everyone.